Yes.
Anthony Forbes, Barbara Reyes,
Yes.
Jean Rodriguez.
Yes.
James Sanford, Erica Seitzman.
Yes.
Carmen Vega.
yes,
Resolution number 2026-0311, a resolution of the Housing Authority of the City of Hoboken to award a contract for legal services to Fitzpatrick and Waterman.
Motion. Second.
Questions, concerns? Director call vote?
David Edwards,
Yes.
Anthony Forbes, Barbara Reyes.
Yes.
Jean Rodriguez.
Yes.
James Sanford, Erica Seitzman.
Yes.
Carmen Vega.
yes,
Okay. So that would be all, but before we begin, I have some things that I just want to put on the record that I want to talk to you about, that I want to say. I have been getting a lot of complaints, and we only had 2 hot days. Harrison Garden Courtyard has now become again the hangout. It was my understanding that once these new gates were up, the gates would be locked and only the residents can get in. That's not what's happening.
I'm going to get updated on
Those
that.
gates are completely open. Last night, I was told by a resident that lives in 311, who's a disabled individual, that they were out there till 3:30 in the morning.
Nice.
So-
Thank you.
I think we need to get on that now,
that's over there.
before it gets worse.
Thank you.
The Harrison Garden back door,
Mhm.
our staff has fixed it.
Yes.
I want to say over 7 times, I want to say personally, I see them. I see poor Alan fixing it all the time.
Yeah.
Someone is purposely breaking it, obviously, and it's a concern. The in and out, I'm there 2 days a week, 6 to 9. The in and out that goes through that door during those 3 hours is concerning, to the point that we have 2 male mentors that come to the center, and I asked them, because now that it was nice, the kids want to sit outside, I asked them to kind of keep an eye on the door because of the people that are coming in. We kind of know who belongs there and who doesn't, plain and simple, right? So that's another security issue, but I think it needs to be addressed now. And we paid a lot of money for those doors, so that needs to be addressed. 220 Harrison, the doorbell still does not work. I know we spoke about this last month. It's an issue. It's not an issue for me. It's an issue to the residents who can't get into the buildings when they have company, right? And even packages, you get packages, and now you're like, okay, it's pretty much either they're gonna leave it on the stoop, and you know that when they leave it, then you're not getting it.
Yeah.
And then when you have people coming over who don't have a key, it rings, but when you press the number, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't open the door. So
I'll
that's,
just say simply, we're working on that. I know we had a meeting this morning on that issue with another fix. I do believe that if I don't have a lot of faith this is going to work. And I think we need a new bell system throughout the housing authority.
I agree.
This is an old system. It's been around for 20 years, long before I got here. And it's outdated. And we're having some real issues across the board with it. So we've been working with them on identifying some money and talking to an engineer about the possibility of what it'll take and get a price.
I'm
on-
sorry, you just didn't.
Talking to an engineer and getting a price on replacing the system throughout the housing authority. I'm fed up with this system, so,
okay.
yeah.
I also want to thank the Hoboken Police Department, because going back to the issue at 311 Harrison, I have personally reached out to the police department and to Sergeant Collins, and I have personally told them of the issues that the residents are having or that I have seen, and they personally have made 2 arrests. I've called them within 5 minutes, he's there, and 5 minutes later, he's like, Barbara, the person has been arrested. So I think that, that's come a long way too, right? The whole police department thing. So I just want to give them kudos, because when they deserve it, I think we should always let them know. And then my last question, and I know that we are all aware of this. And the reason I'm asking is because residents are asking me, and I know that there was an email concerning this about the pet policy and about dogs in the housing authority. As we all know, there was an incident that involved a housing authority resident. and it now becomes public knowledge that the individual was living with those pets at the housing authority property. Now, when residents are seeing big dogs, they're like freaking out and, you know, and upset. Like, what are they doing? Are these dogs on, you know, on the lease, or what's not happening? And I know that we're doing our best, right, to identify them. And it also goes back to people not cleaning up after themselves. You have these big dogs and then you're not cleaning up after them either. So are we going to review the pet policy? Like, how are we moving forward, especially with this? And could we find ourselves in some type of legal?
Well, I don't mind reviewing the pet policy, we can always take a look.
Okay.
But you do know that that individual that owned those dogs is, we'll be in court Monday.
Okay.
With the eviction.
Okay.
And that started long before the attack that happened. That happened when we found out that those dogs were in that place. We started the eviction action. Now it's been delayed due to his legal this and that, and it's been delayed a bit, but not long. And so that, with any luck, I'll be in court along with Yesenia this Monday, and we hope to come out of there with a good decision. We've got a good case, we've got a strong case, we've got video, etc. Now, that's also the reason that I'm asking for this lease enforcement officer for Yesenia's staff, because we need somebody that's clearly focused. We saw you with a dog on this date, we saw you on a dog with that date. And we're now going to get the 3 notices to cease and then the notice to quit. And it's a difficult situation to prove, but we need somebody that's focused just on those issues.
Okay.
Not just rent collection,
No.
but the things for cause. And as you say, we're getting much better on that. You want to say anything about that, Yesenia? Because I know you've been pushing the pet policy.
So if we get a complaint about a dog off the leash or pooping or et cetera, like the other day, a tenant threw dog poop out the window.
Oh my God.
So, yeah, so we contacted the health department, they came out, they told him if he does that ever again, they would give him a summons. So we communicate with the health department closely and we report everything to them, they come out. Sometimes people get violations, they end up having to pay fines. But yeah, we review the camera and we look to see what dogs, and as soon as someone reports it, we send a letter to the tenant asking them to either, if they're not registered, they have to register. And if they fail to do what we ask them, then we now refer it to the health department and we refer it to Matt also.
And unfortunately, lots of those dogs.
I'm sorry, Frank, I just can't see you
Yeah, I
there.
said unfortunately, you know, he's gonna be in court with the individual, but the dogs aren't gonna have to be in court. The dogs are gonna put down. And
I read that.
to me, the sad part is that the dogs are just victims of the owner, you know, but.
But I think the overall message that Yesenia and I have been talking about is again, how do we really get more successful at catching people that have these animals and making that happen? And again, one of our answers is to get that more help, because even with what they're doing now, they're not going to, Yesenia's crew isn't going to be able to keep up this pace. They need help, because there's too much.
And I saw Mayor Jabor's social media thing, which I absolutely love about. Now, is that enforceable on the housing authority
Yeah, if we
property?
catch them, sure.
So Mayor Jabor did a Instagram or a social media PSA, public service announcement, basically saying to every individual in Hoboken that if they're caught leaving their poop, but that's not the word she used,
Right.
their poop on the ground, they can be fined up to $2,000. And I know in the past, like, we've had an issue because we're private property, we're federal, you know. So that's why I'm asking, like, would that also fall for us? Because we have this issue. We have people who are, Jeannie is so mad, she wants to leave. We have people who are hopscotching, like the lady tonight said.
Horrible.
You know what I mean? Hopscotching from their house to wherever they're going, and it's not fair to everybody.
Our answer has to be eviction, though. The city won't fine somebody $2,000 for our property. It has to be, we have to find out who it is and start that notice to cease. and eviction
Okay.
action against them. And that's what we're doing.
Okay.
And cooperating with the health department as much as we possibly can.
But there's still all these dogs in this building. I mean, let us go out,
I think
let us go out.
Yeah.
Nothing's happening.
So that's why we need that police enforcement. What we talked about is I want those 3 letters and then the notice to quit. 3 letters, notice to quit. That's where we are.
See, my concern is that I get what you're saying, and that works well for the residents, but what happens to the people that don't live here? Does the city now take over, right? Because we're not gonna evict them, they don't live on our property. They just decide to bring their dogs on our property. And I'm gonna be honest, behind 220 Harrison, although there is a dog park at the light rail, they will bring them under my window.
Right.
To use the,
There's a huge problem of people
Yeah.
that are not Hoboken residents, are not HHA
Housing.
residents, especially by the fields.
Yeah.
So we get that complaint all the time, so if you could catch those people, then does that go back to the
city?
city?
Yeah.
Okay,
Right, because that's on city property.
just wanna make sure, so if that's all, then motion to
Close.
adjourn?
No, I just have 3 more items.
You sure? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
I'm sorry,
you.
this is
Long but
so
good
long.
meeting.
This is